Ahoy Bear Boating! This is Captain Ted again. This time we're going to go through some of the additional tabs on the trip spreadsheet just so you have a basic idea of what's going on in the rest of it. First one was we'll look at the Volunteers tab down here at the bottom. Just click on it. This is a list of everybody that is associated with bear boating, no matter what kind of role or volunteer work that they do. Obvious information, name, contact information all the way across, any phone numbers, emergency contacts. This is the record of training and applications that everybody has gone through. If you see your name here and things don't look right, like you know that you completed the dry land training or you've completed your on the water training, please give us a shout out, trips@bearboating.org, or talk to one of the board members that you may encounter on any of your trips, and we'll see if we can get this information corrected as soon as possible. As you complete all of this information, these magic check boxes over here become checked. So in this case, this particular person completed their dry land because they were returning. They didn't need to do a specific on the water date, but they qualified, so now they are officially a mate. This is what drives those drop-down lists over here on trips for mates and captains. If the box isn't checked, you aren't going to be on the list. Nobody can check these boxes. It's all driven by whether all the training has been completed or not. A little bit farther over, we have additional information about a particular person. Have they been designated to be a trainer, to train mates and captains on the boat? Have they volunteered to be a backup person? So if we need somebody at the very last minute, can we call them and see if they can fill in for an emergency substitution? Other just means they may not be a captain or mate. They may have some other role in addition. For example, they may be technology support. They could be a secretary on the board of directors or other position. These two last columns are just, are they returning mates or captains from last year? And finally, any kind of additional comments that our training person or other that has access to this may want to make a note about that particular one. These will be disappearing, but people that are highlighted in red are last year's volunteers that we have not yet received an application for. In this case, there's just a few, and probably if we don't receive anything from them, we're going to assume that they aren't interested and their names will be coming off this list eventually. Magic stuff. At the top, we have these filters. Originally, this was intended to be the only way to find out subsets of this long list. But we discovered that they are not good for viewing on phones, and especially in the case of where we might want to say call a backup person. It would be hard to navigate through this list to see who are just backup mates or who can be a backup captain. To use these, we may want to go to, say, captains only. To select one, just hover your mouse over it, and you'll see it says volunteers underneath. Just click on the volunteers word, and now these are all the people that are captains. Just all by themselves with all the contact information. If you want to see who is in training, we can go here. And these are all the people that have not quite finished their on the water training, so they still have a little bit more to do. To get out of this thing and get back to the full list, although I do have a show everyone here, it's probably actually a little bit better if you go up here. You see these black bars? That indicates that you are using one of these filters. In this case, to turn it all off, just click on the X in this corner. Now, how useful these will be, we don't know yet. They may go away unless we find people that say, no, I really like them, keep them. Otherwise, they may be just cluttering up the screen. We'll see. We'll give that a test. As I mentioned, some of these filters don't work very well for phones. So we brought back the tabs down below for first mates, which is contact information for all the mates, and a captain's list, which is contact information for the captains. These are automatic and just happen as the checkboxes are checked over here. So if these boxes are checked, the name appears on the list. Other information, you can just scroll over and see. Not too much exciting there. If you need any changes or updates, let's say your email address has changed, or you have a new phone number, or you do want to get text messages from us if we ever send out text messages, please again contact us at trips@bearboating.org, and we will gladly make the changes and updates here on this spreadsheet for you. Lastly, current trips. This one is fairly specialized. This one came from our head captain, Dave. He wants a nice spreadsheet to just put in the boat so we can have this out there to reference what's coming up in the near future. This goes out 9 days from whatever date is picked. If you as a volunteer want to use this occasionally, feel free. You just go in and say whatever starting date you want to start on. Let's say we want to start on 6/10. Just type that in, hit enter, and it changes to list starting on 6/10. Oh, there were no trips then, because obviously that must be a weekend, and goes out for a little over a week to show what's coming up. Again, you'll find this on the clipboard in the boat. That's just a quick ready reference so we don't have to dig around on our phones or something else to try and look up what's coming up in the future. All right, I hope this helps clear up a little bit more about some of the changes and things we've done. If you again have questions, as always, send a note to trips@bearboating.org. Thank you.